when the calling's calling. And it's calling, calling more. And it keeps on calling. And it's calling, calling more, more, more. And it feels like I'm falling. And it feels like I'm falling. You know when the calling's calling more. And it feels like I'm falling. And it feels like I'm falling.
Good evening everyone, Ray here, welcome back. Round 2, the Army Cycling eRACE series then. So this week we are on a favourite of mine actually, devastated not to be racing this, but we're on Out of Scotland. And depending on which category you're in, depends on how far you're doing. So it's laps. A and B category, they'll be doing 3 laps, so that's 33.5k, 312 metres of elevation. C and D cats will be in 2 laps, 22.4k, 208 metres of elevation. This is a great course. This is a one for the punchers, those that like to get out of the saddle, smash up a small climb, and then keep going over the top. So it'll be an interesting race. So tonight I'm going to be streaming the B-Cat race. Each week I will try and stream a different category. Unfortunately it is impossible for me to stream all 4 categories, so we'll share the love every week with a different one. Obviously last week I raced and streamed because I am quite new to this, so there was a few technical difficulties, but I've managed to get everything up and running tonight, so fingers crossed it runs all smoothly. What I haven't got, because it's a little bit different, I'm in fan view, so this is what we call fan view, so I won't get to see the nice little map on the top right that the rest of the riders see, which shows all of the elevation, and I also won't see when the finish is coming up. So socks and shoes off, counting the fingers and toes for the kilometres. I've got the map up on Zwift Insider, so I know how far everything is, but as we know, 33.5k, so I can see how far the riders have gone. But yeah, streaming the B pen tonight. Quite a big field in this. Some well-known names in there. So hopefully it'll be a great race. Attempt to use my camera skills to do it in drone view for everyone, so we can see multiple riders at the same time. And I'll be bouncing through the categories if I can. Right, if I can't, I'll stick with B, because what I have to do is jump on Zwift Companion, find a rider. If I can't find them on the map on the right hand side, I have to find a rider that I'm following who's in the B-Cat and fan view them. Myself, I am on the bike in Out of Scotland, just sat there not doing anything. So if I went back to me, you'll see that I'm just sat there. So if that happens at any time, don't worry, I'll try and get back to somebody as fast as possible. So we've got Rob Ferguson's in there, Chris Groves in there. Congratulations Chris Groves, just picked up on the Elite Commissioning Board last week, so congratulations to you on that, or should I say yeah, last week. What else we got in there? So we got Ant Allnut, Adam Ady, Russ Miller. A few of these people I'm mentioning, so like Russ Miller, and there's a couple of others in there as well that are like teammates with me with the Sydney team that we race for, and you'll probably see that on the profile quite a bit. We race for a team called Team Not Poggy, because we're not Poggy, but it's yeah. So there's quite a few riders in there who race in the Army series and race with us in there. Who else we got in there? So we got a couple of others. So we've got about a minute to go, and then we'll see how this goes. Alright, we'll try and keep this as smooth as possible. If it's not, then just let me know. Normally in fan view, for the first, say, 100 or 200 metres or so, the stream will look a little bit weird when the riders set off, and I'll have to kind of jump between 1 or 2 riders just to kind of smoothen it out. Because sometimes it just looks like they're not pedaling and all moving as one big group, but we should be away any second now, because it has hit 6:25, so hopefully we'll see the riders move. what I am doing is refreshing the Zwift Power at the same time, just to see how many we've got in there. We've got Harry Nansen in there as well, Phil Spencer, Tom Reynolds. What are you doing in the B Cat, Tom Reynolds? You should probably be in the A Cat. But individuals are racing from their racing score, so like if your individuals racing scores below the threshold, then they are entitled to move in there. You've got Dan Davey in there, Rich Smith. I suspect this is going to be a quick one. And there we go, here we go. So this is actually, it's gone off quite well. And I'll be jumping backwards and forwards. I might keep an eye on some riders that I know are going to be smashing it near the front. Okay, so we start in Glasgow here. And it does go out into the countryside, and in the countryside then I'll just be jumping out. I'm just going to try and lock onto Tom Reynolds, because Tom Reynolds I know is a bit of a beast, right? So he should be at the sharp end of this for a lot of it, right? Nice to see quite a lot of infantry in there then, in the back in black and yellow. Still a few people wearing the army kit. We do encourage you to wear your core kit, right? So it's a bit early for Adam Adey to be attacking there, but he might be going for one of the sprint points. Okay, so as we move through Glasgow then, right, there is a couple of little punch points that you will see, and everything from the first climb that they are going to get to is actually the Breakaway Brae. So the Breakaway Brae, I believe 600 meters, and it is it's not that steep. It's just 600 meters long. I think it's like 3 or 4%, so it is a bit of a stinger on the legs. We've got 24 in the B Cat race here. At the minute it seems like everyone's together. I suspect first lap might be a little bit of feeling out by everyone, but you never know. You might get someone who decides to go on a long range attack. Hey Chris, how have you got time to comment on this while you're racing? Fair play to you. I can't use my fingers and thumbs while my legs are moving. You'll have to let me know on the stream as well. I think I have a feeling there's going to be music playing in the background, a bit of background music. So let me know if it's a bit too loud, I can turn it down. Or if my voice is a little bit too quiet, I can turn that off. But the only way I get better is by getting a bit of feedback. So we are into the countryside now. So there's one thing that's on this which isn't in the Zwift Insider profile, and that is the Castle Corkscrew climb, right? And so they'll be now about 2.5k. They're just going to be constantly going up, right, and a very gradual climb, and then they'll descend to quite a punchy little ramp, and it's called the Castle Corkscrew climb. So you'll see that as we go through the top of this, and they'll start descending not long after the summit of this. And this is an unnamed climb, but it is an average of like 2% all the way through. So it's just kind of sitting at like just above 1% now. So it'll sting the legs a little bit, but nothing too drastic just yet. So we do have, and I'll not just pump these feathers pushing off the front. So at the top of here, there is a little roundabout, and as you go through the roundabout, there is another banner. So you will get another power up as you go through that banner. So that's quite a smart move by Ante, because he's using these feather to kind of save his legs. But again, I think that's a bit too much of a long range attack there. But you see there, the climbing hoods just come up there, averages between 2 and 3% all the way up this. So enough to sting the legs a little bit, but not setting the world alight. What I will try and do, I will endeavour to try and jump into some of the other races, and I will try and catch the finish of the C and D if I can do it. It's similar to how I'm fan viewing now. So as you see the roundabout here, we'll go through round it to the left, and you can see the banner up ahead there. Anyone that gets a kind of power up going through here, ideally you want the feather, but if you get anything like the anvil, just hit it straight away on the descent. Just get a bit of respite in the legs as you go down. So this is the descent I was talking about, all the way down to the Corkscrew Castle climb. Anyone who's racing this, who's watching the stream at the same time, bit of a tip for you, right? At the very, very bottom of the climb, you'll see loads of banners, kind of like the banners you're coming up to now. But as you hit the end banner, that's the perfect time to hit your power up, get out the saddle, and start pumping on the pedals a little bit. So I'm still out front, right? Doing a great job down there. However, it is still 2 laps to go after this one. Long descent, good opportunity now to kind of stretch your legs, just kind of shake anything off, especially on lap 2 and lap 3. Okay, so in the distance there on the road, you can see the entrance to the castle, and you can see those flags and banners that I mentioned. And as you come round the very, very end one is where you need to start pushing. A lot of people go way too early, the first lot of flags, but the ramp doesn't really kick up until the end. Right, until the last one. So that's where you need to kind of look at popping whatever power up you've got if you need it. I tend to not use it because I can kind of power up this in a little bit better, because afterwards they're going to descend straight onto the Breakaway Brae, and the Breakaway Brae might be a better use of the power up. So here we go. They're a little bit early by a lot of people, we run out by the top. So now out the saddle, pump the thing, and you should see a few orange numbers by some people, but maybe not. Taking a bit conservative this first lap, right? But this is a great breaking point on this race for a lot of riders. But yeah, they took that very conservatively, and you'll see it has stretched the pack out a little bit. There is 1 or 2 just slightly off the back, and Tom Reynolds is now starting to flex a little bit and push off the front. So you've got a nice little descent here. Right, and on this descent, at the bottom of this descent, you will then get the Breakaway Brae. So Tom's pushing on, 4.5 watts per kilo, so he is trying to get a bit of a gap, but the pack behind is chasing. As you come round to these banners, we should start hitting the Breakaway Brae. It's only 600 metres, and it averages about 3%. And straight away, as soon as we're on it, the rest of the pack's on them. So I don't think that climbing hood is accurate. Certain riders can have it in different displays. I have a feeling Tom wants minimum display on it because you say it's about 3-4%, so it would have been, majority of that would have been a slightly different colour. And as you go through the banner at the top of here, you will get another power up. Starting to get the hang of these camera skills now. And you should get another power up now. You get something like the anvil, it's a perfect opportunity again just to pop it and and shake the legs off. There's Russ Miller. Like I say, Russ is actually the points member for the committee. So you got Ozzy as the secretary, Maisie's assistant, and Russ will be the one that's processing everyone's points after this. So he does the scrub of all the results. A fancy little system that Ozzy's sussed out, and it's all kind of automated. It doesn't just pull direct off Zwift Power. There's a couple of other things that he does with ACU memberships and registrations and stuff like that. So if there's any issues afterwards, just drop me or Russ a message, and we should be able to help you out with some answers. So at the bottom here now, there is a couple of gradual climbs, right? They're not categorised. They've got no names to them, but these are the little draggy ones that really sap it out with the legs after you've just had a bit of an effort. But quite a good bunch still here. I think we've got a second group just in the distance there, right? They'll have an opportunity hopefully to get back on there. Sat at 6 seconds. Just in touching distance there. So a little bit of an effort. You can see at the bottom there, some of them are putting their 4 watts per kilo in just to try and bridge that gap, and it's a great opportunity to bridge the gap before we hit the Clyde Kicker, before we get back into Glasgow to hit the Clyde Kicker. So we should be hitting the Clyde Kicker approximately about 8 or 9k, between 8 and 9k. They're only a couple of seconds off the back now. They are pushing, and they're still within touching distance when you can see them there. It is painful when you can see the group so close, and you just kind of want to make the jump. But they are bridging slowly, right? It is gone up to 9 seconds, so it might just be a little bit too much for them. But you never know. A big dig by someone in that group, and they might be back on before you know it. So back round the roundabout that we went round earlier, and again it's another one of these little draggy climbs that does kind of sap my legs a little bit. So we will follow the B cat for the remainder of this lap, and then I'll try and jump back to the C cat and see if I can get some action from the C cat, and maybe even the D cat if I'm lucky. Like I say, it is all new to me, this, so jumping in and out of different races while they're going on is a bit tricky. So I am hanging out right now, I'm not going to lie guys. I've not long just got off a race. I've just done the Zwift Unlocked series, stage 4 in the advanced category, and I just had my legs ripped off, so I'm hanging out. Right, this is the Clyde Kicker, favourite of mine. Right, 2 parts to it. This first part here has a tiny little bump, right, there's nothing to it, then it goes flat, and at the bottom there's a zebra crossing. Right, so here's the first part here. If you've got anything, right, you could use the feather now, because the feather will last all the way to the top. It's about a 30-second effort if you just go from the bottom. However, I would save it, right, and get out the saddle now. Should start seeing some orange numbers from people. Right, this is an out of the saddle climb. You see Rich Smith at the top. He's pumping out some orange numbers to get up there, and we do see splits all the time on this section. Hey Ozzy, are you watching from Salisbury Plain, are you? It's great to see. So Tom Reynolds has come over the top, right, chasing Rich Smith, but what you've got to be mindful of, once you get over the top, there is a downward ramp here, and then there's another ramp straight away, and then onto some rollers. Okay, so you can't take your foot off the gas as soon as you get to the top, because it is punchy, right? And as you can see, the race is starting to split up a little bit, but we do come back together on these rollers, and there is a little bit of respite, right? See, there's a lot of riders strung out now because they would have just took their foot off the gas at the top of that climb, right? But you can't, because these rollers do catch a lot of people out. When we get to the end here, and we're going to turn right, and that's where you get your tiny little bit of respite when you go downhill and you're going to head towards the church. Well, it must be nice, Ozzy, to sit on the other side of this and watch from this perspective, and let me know how am I doing standing in for you. So here you go, we got the church coming up now. We're going to go round the church, and there's just a little ramp at the other side of the church, nothing special, just a couple of pumps out the saddle, and you're up it. But this is also what we class as towards the finishing straight. So up, out the saddle a little bit. If you've got steering, steer over to the left hand side, because on the left hand side is there's two left-handers, and that takes you round to the champion sprint. So those that go for sprint points, the champion sprint's in play, and this will also be the finish point. So this is coming to the end of lap 1. So you see champion sprint starts there at the flashing green line, and then goes all the way to the finish point there. Right, so shall we see if we can jump in and have a look at the Cat C race? So can we find some Cat C riders? So some of them are going for the sprint points now. And let's jump in, see if I can find someone in the C-Cat race. It is tricky. But for the time being, we'll have to stick with B-Cats until I can find someone that I can jump onto who's in the other categories. But I did say we would be mainly doing the B-Cat race tonight, so if we can get anyone else in the other categories, we will endeavour to do so. It doesn't look like I'm going to be able to, which is unfortunate. Because what I don't want to do is go back to me, and then, because like I said, I'm just sat in out of Scotland on the bike. Ooh, maybe this is going to help me out now. Right, let's have a look and see if it works this time. Boom, there we go. Right, we are in the C-Cat race. Right, and let's have a look. Right, so I'll just jump on Adam Backhouse, ex-Fusilier, veteran now. But this looks like the front of the C-Cat race. They look like they've just finished their first lap. Right, so shall we stick with the C-Cats for the next lap? Right, and we'll see if we can see how they get on. Adam won the last race, which is why I jumped on him here, because he's a strong rider. This is This is a fast group again. Like a lot of people are now coming back into the indoor season after very successful outdoor seasons. So a lot of people are still finding that indoor form after having a lot of outdoor form. So what I should be able to do, hopefully, because we have got the all 4 races going at the same time, we should be able to follow these through to the finish, and then we will see if we can quickly jump over to the decap and see the decap finish, and then we'll jump over to back over to the A's, see if we can see anyone in the A's, because we suspect that the A cat will finish before the B cat, and then we might be able to get on and see the finish of the B cat race. So we'll try and get all of it in there, but I can't make any promises. Again, doesn't seem to be any breakaways yet, and everyone seems to be sticking together. So there's Old Man Evo, Darren Evans. He calls himself Old Man Evo. That's not me ribbing him. He's got his own YouTube channel, and he'll be streaming this as well, and he'll be pleased to be with this group. He was complaining the other day there's too many hills in this one for him, but I've seen him on a few hills and he is decent. And I've seen his video this week of him practicing his dismounts for cyclocross. He's got Pat Weir there as well, right? He's just got a black flag saying Army Cycling, but it's Pat Weir. And we've got a bit of an attack going on the front here then. People just stretching it out. So remember, this is that first part where it's a little bit of rolling, right? It's nothing categorized, right? As you can see, Adams is slightly different than what Tom Reynolds as well was, because he's just left it as standard, so it will show every gradient that's longer than 800 meters. So if there's gradients over 800 meters, as the climb hood that you look there is 800 meters long. So if there's rollers and stuff like that over the next 800 meters, it will show all of them up. So we've got 44 in the C-Cat, which is great numbers tonight. So we've got Rich Barrett at the front, who's pushing on the pedals a little bit. It's a long way to go on this. It's still a long way to go. Right. Remember, they're 22.3k, I think I said, what they're doing. I've got my notes in front of me, and it's yeah, so there's still a few little climbs in between, so I don't want to burn any matches right now. And again, clever use of the feather. I think that was Angela Laycock that used that. I think the like I said before, you get to this roundabout, you go around it and you get an opportunity to get another power up, so you can save your legs, save them, right? There's no point in burning them out, saving a feather for later on, when you could have used it now, because some of these climbs are very draftable, so it doesn't matter if you get the draft or the aero or something like that, they are still pretty good. It is the longer, punchier ones that you kind of want the feather for, especially something like the Clyde Kicker. The Clyde Kicker, it's great for. So that's it, they've got this descent now, so a little bit to shake their legs off, hopefully get a little bit of lactic acid shook out of it, and they'll descend down towards the Castle Corkscrew climb. Where I suspect probably on the Castle Corkscrew climb we might see an attack over the top, so I think that's probably going to be a bit of a breaking point for this large pack. I think we might shake a few off the back on there. Looking at Adam here though, Adam Backhouse sitting in a perfect position here. He is light, so he's a bit of a climber, but sitting in the draft, not doing any work. That's like my 101. be lazy on Zwift, let everyone else at the front do the work. The only issue with that is it just gives you quite a low watts per kilo at the end of it, but I don't mind with that. And again, descending down, you'll see the entrance to the castle in the distance. Oh, someone's on the Zwift, the steel Zwift bike, right? We do have all of the bikes available on this, so we're not locked to certain bikes. And bike upgrades will be kind of a big thing that a lot of people won't know about. So you've got to spend a bit of time in Zwift riding, can't just buy them, right? You've got to spend a bit of time to upgrade your bike, and there'll be everything from making it lighter, more aero, and among other things, right? That's a bit of an early use of a feather, that, right? And it might run out by the time we get to the climb, right? There's a few of them using it a little bit too early. So like I say, use it like now, out the saddle, right? And this is where I think the attacks are going to say, are we seeing any orange numbers yet? Not yet, right? And this is the last lap as well, so this is kind of where everyone wants to be pushing on, right? So we're seeing a bit of a push on at the front there. Press up on the keys, pops up. That's great, isn't it? We'll move forward a little bit, right? So we got Pat Weir here. Oh man, Evo on the front, right? He was moaning about the he's getting a bit of screen time as well as on his own stream as well, right? He was moaning about how lumpy this was and he thought he was going to get dropped. So there you go, Evo, right? He's got fully upgraded S-Works, I think, with a disc wheel, perfect for this course, or the Tron, right? So it's still a little bit too early to break away now, because they're going to come around here. They've got the Breakaway Brae, and then we head into the city. So the best launch point on this course is the Clyde Kicker, right? Who we got coming through? So we got Rich Barrett as well, right? We got Angela here, right? Pumping out some big numbers at the front there, wanting to spread the group out. Right, and it is, right? There's 3 of them away, right? These now need to close that gap, right? But they are on the Breakaway Brae now, so I suspect that it probably will get closed up. But they're doing a good job. They're doing a good job of staying away. Some people are using their feathers. Remember, you do get a power up at the top of here. But it has this, that attack has blown the pack up. Look at it, it's spread out all over the place. So that was a great move to kind of spread the pack out. Remember, there is KQOM, QM points, right, in all of these, right? And I'm going to jump back on Adam Backhouse, since he did win. Like I say, he won the last race, so not that he's a hot favourite. Don't want to put any pressure on him, but yeah, he should be in the mix. So we kind of hopefully want to see the finish of this, and then we'll jump back onto the some of the other categories afterwards. We'll try our hardest to get on the decap, because I've got a feeling it won't be long before the decap finish after this one. So we have an attack on the front, and it is by R, right, from the Royal Armoured Corps, right? But I don't think it's a kind of attack that'll stick, because this pack's still pretty big, and it's not even a second. So you might want to not burn your matches, because you've still got this draggy climb to go up now, and then there is the going into the city to kind of finish off the rest of the race in Glasgow with the Clyde Kicker, the rollers, and then finishing on the champion sprint. So you probably know, I know this course pretty well. What we got, about 13 in this group, 12, 13 in this group. So it should be good to see a great sprint finish by this lot. Because it's a puncher's course, this one, where the last one was a sprinter's course round downtown Dolphin. And I'll be honest, I didn't see, I was in the ACeRS race and I didn't see the radar right off the front at 4.5k. I don't think any of us kind of reacted to it. Right, so we're starting to see some moves now. So again, it's R by the Royal Armoured Corps. Starting to flex it a little bit at the front. Nice Tron bike. But the pack's still there, so it's a little bit of a double-edged sword, this, because it's not it's still too far out to be trying to roll off the front. And they're only just dangling out the front of them, so I would suspect as they get into the city, we've only a couple of K left. Again, we're going to probably start seeing fireworks on the Clyde Kicker and the rollers that subsequently follow that. Try and stay with Adam for the time being. So he won the last one, so I think he pulled out a bit of hope to try and win this one. But he isn't a sprinter, so is it going to be a breakaway from the Clyde Kicker? So that's it, we're into the city now. We'll turn this corner round to the left, and then we're going to start the ascent of the Clyde Kicker. So you need to be sat with on the tail of the front pack here. So a little bit too far back, you can get dropped going over the Clyde Kicker. You have to put a real effort in, and then with not much time left, it can be a little bit soul destroying. Watch the rest of the pack ride away. Like I say, the power up that you get, if you get a feather, it'll work from the bottom of the Clyde Kicker. So the minute you see the red line on the left hand side there, right, it's 30-second, maximum 30 seconds. So you can use it now, right, so you can start ramping it up and you can get the benefit of using it, and then just keep the pace high, right, in the saddle, keep the pace really high, and then as soon as you get to the second zebra crossing now, right, some people have used it now, so get out the saddle and start pumping it. The difference being is you don't want the feather to be used on the other side, because it makes you 10 kilos lighter. So you want to descend down there, and if you're 10 kilos lighter, you won't descend as fast. So it's kind of useless. But you'll get another power up going through here. Hopefully it's something like an aero or a draft, because that will be more pertinent for the sprint coming up. So it looks like we're going to be hopefully taking this to the sprint. So we've got these rollers, like I say, these can split the pack up a little bit, and it is starting to get a little bit stretched. You can see there, there's a few there. No one's come off the back though, right? So that's good to see. Everyone's kind of hopefully settling in for a sprint. And they're going to go down the hill. People people have used their power-ups already. A little bit of a waste, especially on that, and then rollers. But it looks like R's attacking again. Apologies for not knowing the full name of yourself. But yeah, you can see the group starting to stretch out, and there isn't much left. So I'm going to go round the corner, round the church, up a little ramp, and then there's 2 left-handers, and it's from the corner. It's 250 meters to the sprint. So if you're a climber, now's the time to go. And here goes Adam. That's kind of like on cue, because you can kind of put the power in, steer left out around the corners, and then when you get to this corner, you've got to start the sprint. There's Jim Coulson. So it's 2 infanteers at the front here, so it's great to see for the infantry, right? And then from this corner, you've just got to get out the saddle and sprint. And here's the whole sprint now. So you can see Jim's got flame socks. Adam's using a feather, or he used his feather back there. Right, this is looking like an infantry 1-2 at the minute. Who's going to get it, Jim or Adam? Oh, Adam's going to pip him. Is it going to be a 1-2 though? Because there's people coming up fast. Yes, infantry 1-2. Brilliant result. Right, let's quickly try and get onto the D-Cat race. So let's see if I can get anyone in the D-Cat race. Phil Carr. Right, let's jump a little bit further forward though. So, well, Phil's in 4th. So Phil's doing great here in 4th. Right, and I'll give him a thumbs up for the courtesy of it. Right. You got S. Williams, who's up in 3rd. Here's the front of the race now, so T. Morley, right? So only a couple of K left. Couple of K left for him. So I'm really pleased that I'm getting the opportunity to see majority of the races tonight. So it looks like a complete solo effort. Looks like he broke away from the pack. Make sure I don't go back onto myself there, otherwise I'm going to lose the end of the race. But yeah, he's 53 seconds off me. I'm sat somewhere in the world. So we'll jump from this, because this, when this one finishes, to the end of the A race, because I'd like to think that the A race is probably going to finish before the B race, but you never know with some of the riders that I've seen in the B cat. It looks like a resounding 40-second gap he's got to 2nd place. 40 seconds. So that's a big gap. He could take this easy. He could just spin up this quite comfortably. Yeah, not putting out any orange numbers or anything. There's no need to. So we've only got 16 in the D-Cat race tonight, so quite low on numbers compared to last week, but I think it might be some individuals might have been upgraded from D to C, because they might have raced a little bit this week and their racing scores may have gone up. I'm not going to lie, I'm devastated I'm not racing this tonight, because I love this course. And I've got a little bit of a thing going with Rob McEwen where I want to beat him, because he's beat me in the last couple of races. We do race together in the same team, same ladder racing team. So we'll see there, right, with a 50-second gap, I don't think anyone's going to get him back. So you got N. Sullivan in second, just come up the top of the Clyde Kicker. S. Williams, yeah, again, just come to the top of the Clyde Kicker. And Phil Carr, just come to the top of the Clyde Kicker. Chester is heading up there. Right, so we are going to head to the front of the race quickly, because I think it should be round in the last couple of corners. And we'll see the finish. Great result, but I am going to jump to, if I can, the eRACE, because the eRACE is getting close to the finish, right? And the B race is not far behind. Okay, so right, so I've jumped on Rob McEwen, so it looks like we got 10 or 11 in this one. Cy Hale in there, Dan Collins, Will Mead. Will Mead was the one that won last week, so he jumped off the front at 4.5k to go and completely caught all of us out, right? Which was great to see, absolutely phenomenal, because I've never seen the move happen. And then there's a really great video of me looking like I'm going to headbutt my GoPro and I'm sprinting for the finish, but it's not pretty. So who else you got on there? You got Sam Littlewood in there, triathlete. Jim B's in there. No, Jim B's in the group behind. Kev Fowler, who just pipped to the line last week. So we got an attack off the front. We've got an attack off the front already. So who is this? W. Stoneham. This is early. This is early, but it's been followed by Will Mead. And the rest of the pack's not far behind, so I think we're going to see a really fiery finish on this. He is going for it as well, isn't he? That is a bold move this early, because you've still got the Clyde Kicker to go. You might not want to burn them legs out, but with only a few K to go, maybe this is the move to break the rest of the pack, because it looks like there's like 10 in this group, right? Quickly got my shoes and socks off to count that. So there's 10 in this group. He's sat there with a 1 second gap, and he's just surging every now and again just to try and make that gap a little bit bigger. But who's gonna bridge it? So we've got Dan Collins at the front of the pack, steaming around the corner there. That's taking the shortest possible route. It's the best way. Is this the attack? Yeah, Aussie. That's like my heart rate. My heart rate goes at 206. My max is, but yeah, he's putting an effort in very early. The heart rate of 187, and we've got this like drag up here as well, but Will Mead is not letting it go. So he was doing 5 watts per kilo on the front, 6.5 watts per kilo. Him and Sam Littlewood are pumping out some watts to try and bring this back. So is this a smart move? So this is Will Stoneham, right? So that's what the W stands for. Quickly looking on Zwift Power, because it shows some of the full riders' names. Right, so we're into the city now, and this is where he's going to turn left here, and then we're going to start the ascent of the Clyde Kicker. And the pack is only 2 seconds off, so he needs to keep going. He needs to put a big effort in. Right, he is 6.5 watts per kilo. He's still trying to push. He's pushing, but the group is just there. It's in touching distance, and his heart rate is going through the roof. Look at that, 187 before he even hits the climb. Right, and this is where, if you've got it, use the power up now. but I've got a feeling this is where the group's going to probably close up a little bit. Well, he's gone that a little bit too early. Right, see, surged. Right, and Will Mead 1 second off now. So look, that's what I mean. Right, people with power-ups, they're going to be getting right on the back of him. Look at that by Will Mead. This is the Dan Collins. This is the Dan Collins goes over the top. That is a brilliant attack. And this is what I was saying about the Clyde Kicker. Right. And let's stay with Dan Collins for the rest of this then, until we see what the rest of the pack's going to do. Oh, he's got a gap. That is a phenomenal gap he's got. Absolutely phenomenal. And this is what I mean. You cannot let off the gas, right? You've got to keep going now, right? On this, on these rollers, right? He's got a 2 second gap to Will Stoneham, 5 second gap to Sam Littlewood and Will Mead. This could be the move, right? I think this is the move. What a counter move that was there by Dan Collins. Right, and the pack, they're all looking at each other, right? They're all hoping someone else is going to, they're all individuals now trying to bring it back together. But I think this is the move. I think this Dan Collins has got this in the bag, unless there's going to be some superhuman effort to get back on, because now he's got this nice little respite downhill, which he's not staying off the pedals, he's still pushing. But Will Stoneham, 8.5 watts per kilo, trying to get back on. I think we're too late on that. That was an absolutely phenomenal move, and I'm glad I jumped forward on this to be able to see this. And then it's up to 6 seconds to the rest of the pack. I think Dan Collins has absolutely pulled a blinder here. Yeah, I think you're right, Ozzy, 100%. They're all looking at each other, hoping someone else was going to do it, and he's got 2 corners now, right? So there's one. There's the final corner. He doesn't even have to sprint. I don't even think he's got a sprint. The rest of them are absolutely looking at each other. And I'm going to jump off because we're going to see Dan Collins cross the line. What we want to see is the rest of them behind. Let's see the sprint. Let's see the sprint from the pack. Oh, who's that? G. Jones. Oh, it's a big sprint. Rob's got 4th. Right, great result by the A-Cat riders. Right, so let's see if we can quickly get onto the B-Cat and see the finish of the B-Cat. Come on, internet, don't fail me now. They are probably very close to the finish as well. Quickly find someone from the B-Cat to be able to get back on there. Oh, unfortunately, I've got a feeling we're going to miss the. Oh, maybe. Are we going to see the finish of the B-Cat? Right, here we are. So we got Ant Allnut here. So where is Ant? Rich Smith. Is this the front? Yes. Oh, look at that. Right, I've managed to catch all four finishers tonight. This is absolutely amazing camera work by me tonight. Is this the move as well? So they're off the front. These two things left, the little ramp and then the 2 corners. So who's going to get it? It'll be Rich Smith, or is it going to be Ant Allnut? Russ Miller is sitting in 3rd at the minute. Harry Nanson's in 4th. Tom Chanel. Okay, I'll take back what I said earlier when I said I can't film all 6 races. All four races, I should say. I've managed to pull a blinder tonight and get the finish of all 4. Right, this is going to be a good sprint, this. Right, oh, so Rich goes first. Is Ant just, yeah, Ant's let him go. He's let him go. And the group behind is coming. Oh, Rob Ferguson, followed by Russ Miller. Great results tonight by everyone. Absolutely phenomenal results. This is a tough course. This is a great course. Right, and I'm hoping everyone who raced tonight enjoyed it. It's like I say, it's a bit of a favourite of mine. It has a bit of everything. It's got some little punchy climbs. It's got some a good little sprint at the end. You can never really let up on this because there's always these little rises every now and again. So next week, what are we moving on to next week? Oh, let me have a quick look because I'm a million miles away here. And my phone decides to pile in. Right, it's just what you want. Perfect timing from your phone to pile in at the end. You don't want it to do it at the beginning. So next week, we are looking at Cheers Aussie, right? I've been practicing my camera work on some ladder races. That's what I've been doing. Right, so race 1, crit circuit. Danger Noodle, Cheers Aussie. I had literally just got it up. Race 2, bit of punchy. Race 3, Danger Noodle. Okay, so A's and B's will be doing 1 lap, right? 35k. And C's and D's, there'll be a custom finish, so it'll be 25.6k. This is a hilly one, right? So there is two climbs in it. So you've got Titan's Grove Reverse, which is a category 5 climb, right? And then you've got Titan's Grove, which is a category 4 climb, and all that kind of pays into the points on offer. That'll determine the KQOM competition. So again, right, there was a little bit of confusion this week with Zwift, with the clocks and stuff like that. So luckily Aussie dropped an email to them and they changed the timing. We will check again just to make sure that it doesn't say 19:25, and if it does, just refresh it, keep refreshing it, but we'll endeavour to get it changed as soon as possible if it is still showing up on there, and all the races will be at 18:25. So before I sign off, well done all the riders tonight. It's been an absolutely amazing ride, and I think they'll all feel it now, right? And it's one of those where if you put 100% in, you're probably on the garage floor right now. But thanks for watching, guys, and we'll be back again Monday next week. Enjoy your weekend. Bye bye.